turn briefly to immigration. Now,
right.
This is sort of it's fascinating what's happening here, because you and I have speculated or have talked about this in the past, that the Republican Party writ large, to the extent that there is any brain, okay, that is the Republican Party. Just like sort of like any sort of cohesive Republican Party, they would know that if they stand in the way of immigration reform, they are poised to lose a generation, if not more, of Latino and, in many respects, Asian American voters. These are two very fast-growing demographic groups. These are two groups that they are in not good high esteem with, particularly Latinos, because so much of the anti-immigration rhetoric is in the form of brown people bashing. But what we're seeing here, because Rubio has been sort of back and forth as to whether or not he's going to support his own bill. What we're seeing here, particularly after the Steve King's bill to repeal the Executive Order Dream Act, got 221 votes from Republicans. What we see here is basically that divide between the national aspirations of Republicans and the reality for Republicans in their home districts, which is that they have the red meat eaters in their districts because of redistricting and other factors, and they don't.
And the Senate is a huge part of this problem, and will continue to be, because there's nothing we can do about it, which is the fact that every state gets 2 senators, and there's just certain people from places like Wyoming and Alabama who send the craziest loons to the U.S. Senate, who, if they're not planning on running for president, the Hispanic thing is not their problem. They just don't care. And they make up such a solid block. All you need is people from 15 states with those feelings, right? Oklahoma, Utah. If you get up there and you've got 30 senators and you're heading towards being that we need 60 votes, you're really not far off from blocking anything at that point.
Now, the interesting thing is that a lot of people have been writing about the dynamic where there are people who, conservatives, who cannot afford to vote for immigration reform because they'll take a beating at home with their Republican base, but still want it to pass because they know that this is going to be a drag in future elections in some respect. And so they don't want to, they want to be able to they want their cake and eat it too, essentially. And so there's a lot of backroom dealing going on here. And I think, what's clear is if immigration reform passes, it's going to pass through the Senate with a minimum number of Republican votes, like you say, just to get past that 60-vote threshold. And then I would imagine in the House, it's going to pass with a vast majority of Democratic votes, and we're going to see the Hassett rule broken again, which is.
It'll have to be for it to pass. I mean, obviously in the House. Yeah, I mean it's again if it's going to pass. But you're right. I mean, you've got Rubio talking about voting against his own bill. You've got in the House Raul Labrador from Idaho, I believe it is, who, not shockingly, has walked away from the gang that they formed. They have to form gangs all the time on these things. And every single time they form a gang, they negotiate for a while, and the Republicans in that gang walk away. It happened in healthcare with Grassley and Enzi. It happened on guns with Coburn. I mean, it's amazing. I don't. When do these guys get to the point where they're Lucy isn't pulling the football away anymore, and they kind of realize that this is the way it goes?
Oh, I think that's going to be in a couple of generations.
These guys come and they so-called negotiate, and then they just. I mean, I'm not saying all of them. There's a few maybe there in good faith here and there. Toomey was on guns, and it seems like on immigration, potentially McCain and Flake and a few others. But in the end, most of these guys end up walking away, and you just waste your time negotiating with them. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see where this heads.